Hey guys, I'm going to show you how to use Cura to print a 3D printer project out on your 3D printers. So let's say I've either created something on Tinkercad or I have something from Thingiverse that I want to download and print. So let's say I really want to download this little dog toy. So I found it on Thingiverse and I'm going to click download. And once it downloads, it typically comes into a zip file. So I'm going to open up that zip file. And I'm going to go to files, and actually mine is already set to where it'll open up automatically in Cura. You see the little C here because that's my default app for opening up STL files. If yours doesn't automatically open up in Cura and instead it opens up in like 3D print viewer or something weird on your computer, the way to fix that quickly would be to go to your search bar and type in default apps, and you'd go to your settings. And I always go to choose default apps by file type. And this always takes a minute to load because there's a lot of different file types. So just give it a second. And once you get there, on the left-hand side over here, you have all the different file types. So we have to scroll down to .stl, and these are in alphabetical order. So I'm going to scroll down because an STL file is the type of file you're going to get to download to print with 3D. So K, LMNOP, Q, P, Q, R, S. So we're at S. I'm looking for STL. Did I skip it? There it is. So yours might automatically be set to something like 3D viewer. If you have Cura downloaded, which you should, you can just click on Cura so it'll automatically open up in Cura. And then you click on, so you go back, we're back at opening our file. I'm going to open it up and it's automatically going to open up in Cura. Now Cura always, especially on my school computer, takes a long time to open. So you kind of just give it a minute and be patient because it's got to think about a lot of important things. And once it opens up, we'll be able to see what we're trying to print. So here it goes. Okay, so I see this is the dog that I wanted to print. Now, sometimes this was an easy one because it fit on the bed of the printer that I have. So I had it set up to be our Monoprice Mini. And if it's gold, that means it's ready to print. But let's say for some reason it pops up and it's over here, or it's too big, or it doesn't fit. It's going to have these yellow and gray stripes. So that means I need to move it to where it's on the print bed and it's ready to print on Cura. Sometimes it'll be too big. So I'm actually going to make this bigger for just a second. So just bear with me. So let's say it pops in here and it's too big. Well, we can't print it like that. That doesn't even fit inside the cube that we would print in. So I would normally go to over here on the left to scaling, and I always select snap scaling because if I change one dimension, I want it to change them all so it doesn't distort it. So I'm going to click on snap scaling, and this is at 500%, but that's because I made it bigger. But I always just reduce it. So let's say if 100% were too big, you could change them all to 75. But now it's gold and it's ready to print. Now we don't want it hanging up there now because that's too tall. We want it sitting on the print bed. So the way that you move it, would you go over to the left and you click move? And I'm just rotating my screen so I can see better. And I'm going to make it to where it's level with the bed. So that way it can print just like that. So once it's there and you like how it looks on the print bed, you're going to click slice. And it's going to give you an approximate time. So this print would take 2 hours and 33 minutes. If you don't like that amount of time and that's too much, or you can always go up here to your settings. And I always have support checked. So this prints out pretty easily, but if you have something complicated, like we printed the skull last week, you always want to have support checked so it puts in support parts so it doesn't fall apart. But also you can check on the layer height. The thicker the layer height, the less time it'll take, but the less good it'll look. And the less the infill, the less time it'll take. But that's just like the less plastic between the layers. So let's see if I changed it to this. Let's see how much time it would take now. So now it's saying only 1 hour and 21 minutes, but then again, you do have it to where it won't look as good. So that's totally up to you on how you want to do your infill and how long you're willing to wait for all that kind of stuff. So once you click slice, so I'm going to do it again on the regular settings. If you have your adapter, like I showed you guys in the training, I put the micro SD card in the adapter and I plug it into my USB port, and it will, instead of saying save to file, it'll say save to disk, and I just save it to it, and then I take that, pop that out, and pop it in my 3D printer, and I just print from there. If you guys have any more questions, feel free to ask me. Thanks.